What's going on, guys? TTL here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over my top MLB plays. Today is June 14th 2023, and it's only 2 in the morning, but there's a ton of pitcher props on PrizePicks already. Unfortunately, there's nothing on Underdog quite yet, so I can't really post anything for Underdog yet. But there's plenty of value on PrizePicks. I love taking advantage of multiple of these props. So let's just get into it. Real quick before we get too far into it, if you're not signed up to any of my partners, PrizePicks, Sleeper, or Underdog, you can use code TTL. It's in the bottom left corner. You get a 100% deposit match, and it greatly helps me. So if you don't sign up for Patreon or anything like that, if you sign up for those, it helps me. You get more money from it because you get the 100% deposit match, and you get to help me get a little bit of extra cash as well. So I really appreciate that. And then right before we get into it, if you're interested in joining the Patreon, I currently have a 7-day free trial going on. It's originally $20 a month, but there's no commitment necessary. So once you start that free trial, you can immediately cancel it if you would like, and you just don't have to pay afterwards. You get that 7 days free to try it out. You get all my PrizePicks, Underdog, and Sleeper slips. I send out complete slips every single day with exactly how much bankroll I recommend putting on it, as well as sportsbook bets with the same exact thing, the same amount of unit sizes, things like that. And we do VIP only live streams and watch parties as well. We have a VIP chat where you can ask me any questions, all of that good stuff. So go sign up for that Patreon, make use of that free trial. And finally, let's get into the MLB picks. So my top pick of the day is Ben Lively over 4.5 pitching strikeouts. We'll take a look at his last 5. First of all, he's went over in all 5. He had 8 versus the Yankees, 8 versus the Cardinals, 6 versus Boston, who is actually a great team. They're only averaging 8 strikeouts per game, 5.6 over their last 3. 5 versus the Brewers, who are a mediocre team, and then 8 versus the Cardinals, who are a mediocre team as well, but they are top 7. So pretty good team right there as well. Today he's versus the Royals, who are terrible. They're at 22nd. They're averaging 9 strikeouts per game. Pretty consistently. They have 9 this season on average, 9 the last 3 on average, and they had 9 last game. So definitely love this prop. That's double what his prop line is set at. I think he goes a good 5 or 6 innings. And we can take a look at our partners, Outlier.bet. If you're interested in this, it's like props.cash on steroids. And it's a completely free trial for you if you're interested. But we can take a look at his last 5. He's gone over in all last 5. These are the only games he's played this season. He's played no more than 5. So every single game that he has been the starting pitcher in this season, he's went over this prop. It's minus 120 odds to hit, minus 125 on whatever website that is, Caesars. It's 55% based on those odds, but I think that it's a lot more than that just based on how he's been playing and what team he's versus. So definitely love this. This is my top play of the day. Now, whichever ones you want to pair it with, feel free. I absolutely love all of my props today, so round robin it however you would like. But my second top pick is Colin. I believe that's Rea. I don't really know exactly how to say his last name. But we'll take a look at his last 5 first. He's hit 3 in a row. 3 of his last 5 as well. Versus some mediocre teams, right? He had 8 versus Baltimore, who are 10th on the list, averaging 8 strikeouts per game this season. But he's versus Minnesota today, who are literally bottom of the barrel. They're ranked 30 of 30th, averaging a little over 10 strikeouts per game, 12 strikeouts per game over their last 3 matches, and 11 last game. So for his line to be at 4.5, that's just absolutely absurd. We'll take a look back on Outlier.bet real quick and scroll down until we see it. He's at 4.5, minus 141 odds on sportsbooks, which is a 57% implied probability of hitting. And we can see his last 10. He's had some games where he just didn't do very well. But recently he's been picking it up, 6, 5, and then 8. And I personally see him going for around 6 or 7 strikeouts this matchup. So definitely love this. Definitely taking the over on Colin. And next in the list, I have Daniel Lynch over 4.5 pitching strikeouts as well. We'll take a look at his last 5, which obviously the last 5 doesn't mean anything, but I do like showing it for you guys. He's hit in 2 of his last 5, 7 versus Colorado and 6 versus Washington, which is surprising because they are ranked number 1 with 6.95 strikeouts per game. But we'll take a look at the odds of this going over as well. Scroll until we see him. Minus 130 on DraftKings, minus 137 on Caesars, with an implied probability of hitting at 57%. He is versus Cincinnati today, and we'll take a look. Cincinnati's near the bottom, 21st, just a little bit better than Kansas City by 0.01, but they're averaging 9 strikeouts per game. They had 10 strikeouts their last game, and for Daniel Lynch's line to be at 4.5, similar to Ben Lively, I just love this matchup. I think they're both going to get plenty of strikeouts in this matchup, and I'm taking the over for it to be at minus 130 odds on sportsbooks. Next, I have, where's he at? I apologize. Next, I have Garrett Cole under 6.5 pitching strikeouts. Now, I will say, just forewarning, I hate taking the under on Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is an amazing pitcher. He's like first on the list of polls right now for who's going to win the Cy Young this year. Love him to death, but this season he's been terrible. I mean, he just has not been very good this season at all. His line's at 6.5. He's went under in 4 out of his last 5. He has a decent matchup versus the Mets today. The Mets are ranked 4th. They strike out less than 8 times per game on average, and his strikeout line's 6.5. We can also take a look at our Outlier.bet, our partners again, and scroll down until we see Garrett Cole. Under 6.5 strikeouts is around minus 133 odds. And we can see over his last 10, he's been under 7 out of 10 of those. I expect this to get bumped down to 6, which I would still play it at 6, but just realize there is some push potential with that. But I do think he stays under this line. He just hasn't been that great this season, and it is only a flex play. I would not power play this one specifically, just because it's kind of like betting against Scherzer or someone like that. You just don't typically do it. Like Scherzer got 2 Ks today, and we had his over, but it's okay. Like, I mean, it's Scherzer. People have bad days, things like that, but if you bet the under on Scherzer today, I mean, it was just absurd. And that, I kind of feel like that with Garrett Cole as well, but all of the stats just point to the under. So I'm going to take that under on Garrett Cole and just hope that he doesn't randomly get his skill back today. But finally, the last pick of the day is Jordan Montgomery over 5 pitching strikeouts. Take a look. He's pushed or went over in 3 of his last 5. He has a great matchup versus the Giants, who are 29th of 30th in the league. They're averaging almost 10 strikeouts per game. His line is at 5. And we can take a look and see where he's at on here. Over 4.5 is at minus 137 odds, 57% hit probability. And we can see he's killing it. He very rarely pushes this line too. He's only pushed in 1 out of his last 10. And then he's went over in 5 of his last 10. So I definitely love this pick. Locking this one in. This is another that's kind of just a flex play just because of the push potential. The rest do not have push potential. So my top 3 would definitely be that Ben Lively, Colin Rea, and Daniel Lynch. Garrett Cole's a little bit of a flex play, and then Montgomery is a little bit of a flex play as well. But these are my top 5 MLB picks of the day. Make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment if you're going to tell any of these. And you guys had a lot of love for that last YouTube video, so I greatly appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully.